The kitchen is officially closed. It is grilling season, and that's why David is here, and that's why we're at the Northwest Natural Appliance Center. We're learning how to grill. It's Grilling for Girls. It's a class. David is going to teach me, because I don't really know how to grill, as well as these lovely ladies from the Appliance Center, how to grill.
And women should grill. There's no reason why they can't.
Exactly.
It's healthy. It's fun, it's rewarding,
all right.
and it's not difficult. So, but there are a few tips. You know, one of the first things you need to do is you want to make sure location. You don't want to have a barbecue near things that are flammable, and that's number one. Number two is you want to have a fire extinguisher, and you don't want to be wandering around once you've got your grill going. You want to stay by and you want to start cooking.
Safety first.
Safety first. So when you're actually starting up the barbecue, if you're using gas or if you're using propane, is you want to keep the lid up. And the reason why you want to do that is in case there's any gas inside, you want it to go out, not stay inside, so you have a little explosion.
You had it closed, though, to get the heat up so you can grill, right?
I did. We'd already turned it on.
Okay.
So we're going to get started here. And one of the things you want to do is you want to apply just a thin coat of oil. A lot of meats and vegetables do not have enough oil. You can also put a little bit on the meat, too. That's what I did do on the chicken. But this extra coating really helps keep things from sticking. So that's just really simple. So when you start grilling, the first thing is, what are you grilling? What takes the longest? Chicken takes a pretty long time, so I'm going to start the chicken first.
All right. Now, Susan, you have a question about searing?
When you put everything on the grill, how do you keep it from like just going in flames?
You know, part of it has to do with how much fat there is. And the other thing is how high it is. And you have to monitor it. I mean, if you're doing something with skin on it, you're going to get flare-up. So you need to be near it. And you need to keep your temperature low enough so you're not getting too much oil going down. And if you do get it, then just move it around a little bit.
That makes sense.
So sausage also takes a little bit of time too, so I want to get the sausage started too. And what I did with the sausage is I just poked a couple holes in it because that's going to allow some of the grease to come out. Now, I know that that does cause flare-ups, but the other option is if you don't put a little grease on it, what happens is that they'll explode. So, and
Same with hot dogs?
Same, yeah, well, hot dogs don't really have quite as much fat.
Okay.
So I think mostly just sausage.
All right.
Okay. Vegetables are one of the last things you put on. They don't take that long. And then burgers, depending on the thickness, it really varies on that. But they can take, you know, anywhere from 6 to 10 minutes.
Now, I like barbecue sauce on my chicken. I know that. And Suzanne had a question about that.
Yeah, I was wondering, whenever the few times I have tried that, I put the sauce on and it just flared up and flamed and smoked. When is a good time to actually put the sauce on?
You want to do it as close to the end as possible, and you don't want to do it over really high heat. If you do have it on the top and not the bottom, say on the top of a chicken breast, but not the bottom, and the heat isn't high, it's not going to caramelize and then basically turn to charcoal. So you do want to do it near the end. When you marinate meats and you're using things that have a little bit of oil in it, maybe a little bit of wine and herbs, those types of things are not going to cause that problem. But definitely anything that's got sugar, ketchup, things like that, definitely it will burn.
So David, for timing purposes, how long does it take to grill these meats?
You know, it depends on what you're cooking and it depends on how thick it is. With things like a boneless chicken breast, I'm normally looking probably somewhere around 12 to 15 minutes. And when you're doing that, you want to probably turn it about halfway through. And then that way you're getting an even cook, you know, all the way through. Things like sausage, this is a pork sausage. It's probably going to take 15 to 18 minutes. Pork is kind of something that you do need to make sure that you cook through just like chicken.
Okay, that makes sense. Susie has a question about that as well.
Yes.
Should you use a meat thermometer?
I think that it's a great thing. If you cook meat every day in a restaurant, you're going to know what temperatures are, but most of us don't do that. So I would use one. And you can check out, the USDA has a website that tells you what the temperatures are because there is varying information about what temperatures things should be. But definitely chicken has to be at least 165, and it's pretty hard to tell that. But and the thing that's really important is that if you go more than 165, you're going to have dry chicken. So use a meat thermometer and you're going to have much better chicken.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay, now my grill doesn't look like this. And this is obviously very nice, even heat, but mine isn't that way. It's kind of all over the place.
Right. This is a Lynx. I really like this. This is a really nice grill. It's got really good control. You can, really control each side separately to a really fine point. And you can't always do that, especially with charcoal or some other propane type grills. So one of the things you want to do is you do want to learn your grill. I mean, cook on what you have. It's no problem. But learn where the hot spots are, where the cold spots are, so you can move your meat around to do what you want to do. If you want to sear, put it on the hot side, get a good sear, and then move it over to the cool side.
That makes sense. Okay, I'm going to hand you these vegetables because this is what I'm really excited about.
All right.
And we are going to go ahead and let you do the grilling.
All right. Yeah, these vegetables are really easy to do. They don't take a real long time, and all you need to do is just a little bit of olive oil and salt and pepper, and they come out wonderful. Get the nice grill marks on them. And the nice thing about a grill like this too is you don't need any additional accessories to put your vegetables on. These vegetables are not going to fall between the grates.
So just cut your vegetables so they don't.
That's right.
Okay. All right, David, we're going to let you go ahead and do your stuff.
All right.
And we'll come back and check it when it's done.
All right, the chicken's done. Everything else is ready and it's on the table. And the last final safety tip is for a gas appliance, turn off the gas first. Let the flame go down and then turn your burners off.
That makes sense. So it's Grills for Girls barbecue class at the Northwest Natural Appliance Center. Just give them a call and they'll tell you the dates and times.
Any more questions?
Yeah, when do we eat?
Hey, right now.
All right. Cheers, ladies.
Cheers.
Enjoy. Thank you.